What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Willard Maxwell, and we here for another Bring the Smoke podcast. Man, I got a famous dude up here now, man. Brother Arrington, Gavin, man. I met him when I was on the red carpet over at that Emerge event, man, that Tiffany Boy was doing, man. And this joker was hosting the mess out of it, and he was making it good, making everybody comfortable and everything. So I said, man, I got to get you on my podcast, man. So. Man, he got beard products, as you can see. You know, I look like a little baby over here. He got a grown beard, man. You know, I got a little toddler. You know, my junk still getting milk and stuff, milk and cookies. This joker, he got beard products. He a host. He does so many different things. So we're gonna kind of just get to know him and just kind of flow, man, because he a journalist anyway. He's just a natural journalist, man. Tell him about yourself, man.
Man, well, thank you so much, Dr. Maxwell, for having me on the podcast. My name is Arrington Gavin. Like you said, an entrepreneur. Founder of Rugged Evolution Incorporated, which oversees a men's grooming line, a trucking company, as well as a nonprofit. But one of my true passions that I'm continuing to love and build up is radio and radio hosting, radio broadcasting. Host a weekly radio show on 95.3 FM, as well as my podcast, Our Smooth Club Podcast, a show where everyday men discuss everyday topic. And it's a blast, because one thing I love to do is have conversations with people like I had with Dr. Maxwell, and that's how we clicked during the Emerge premiere and Emerge Awards. I was honored to be the red carpet host, and Tiffany said we would love to have you back. I said I'd love to be back, because it was so fun. Absolutely, meeting so many great entrepreneurs in the area, great creators, and it's just my whole mission in life is to change the narrative. I'm 27 years old. I want to continue to help build up. I started my business while I was a sophomore in college. I was grateful to have amazing parents who were entrepreneurs that taught me all of that great stuff when it comes to entrepreneurship and blessing others, giving back, as well as just always putting stuff to paper. And all my stuff that I'm doing, I put to paper. This is objectives of mine that I probably wrote down when I was in middle school, but it's just stuff I want to continue to do. So
you're already writing the vision down and make it plain. That's what Rebecca tell us to, man. Write the vision down, make it plain.
Have to.
I'm just glad you wrote that vision down. But man, when you talk about the beard, because a lot of time, man, a lot of time we don't take care of ourselves, man.
That's true.
Man, they ain't putting no moisturizer on, man. My elbows just gonna be ashy, man.
It's the wintertime. Right.
So it's like, I don't want to do my nails. They don't want to go get prostate checked. We don't want to do anything, man.
That's right.
What made you come about doing the beard and facial and
Well, when I was in college, I was a health and wellness major. So my true passion has always been radio broadcasting. But the university I attended, shout out to Trwan University in Murfreesboro, North Carolina, small town. I became a health and wellness major. I had a true passion of the human body. Like you mentioned, us men, especially black men, we got to take care of ourselves, take care of our temple internally as well as externally. So I started growing facial hair at the age of 14. I attended private school that at the time had a no facial hair policy.
14, you were chasing cougars then. He had some cougars back.
They were chasing me, and then I told my age. They were chasing me.
I got you. But mama get mad. I'm too.
Hey, she's like, hold up now. Hold up. Look, she a Queens, New York girl too. She won't having that. But I had grew up. I had facial hair. Attended a private school that didn't allow. Had a no facial hair policy. So by the time I graduated, I'm like, it was like, look, I have my freedom. I'm gonna grow my hair. I grow my facial hair out, but never had the knowledge of proper beard maintenance. Never knew what beard maintenance was. Never knew it existed. Never knew what grooming really was, besides getting a haircut, dressing nice, simple things like that. But I started growing my facial hair out. By the time I was in a sophomore, I said, well, look, this beard looking kind of reckless. So let me start purchasing a bunch of products. And really, a lot of them were not working for me. A lot of them were not working. Some were okay, but a lot wasn't okay. So when I feel like, and we're all creators, whenever we see something in need or like something that we not agree with, we're going to create it ourselves, whether that's a recipe, whether that's a type of clothing, whether it's a shoe size. So I said, well, let me do my own research. I started doing my own research on various essential oils, butters, and all natural products. And I wrote my business plan that sophomore year. I told my parents, I'm like, look, when I graduate, I want to, start my own business, because multiple streams of income that's always been me. And especially now in life, multiple streams of income you always want to have. So I was working on my business plan as a sophomore, and throughout college, I started just, building the title, building the recipes, building the, when do I want to start it? What do I want to call it? And that's where really Rugged was created. August of 2017, I launched Rugged Evolution Beard Care, started a small vending shows so I can get my feet wet, build that clientele base. And November of 2017, I launched my e-commerce site. So since then, we're in about 6 local retailers in the Hampton Roads area. We're on Walmart, online, Amazon, Etsy, We Buy Black. December of 2018, we were featured in Essence Magazine for their holiday gift guide. On their online magazine, we were actually in the top 10 for their holiday gifts for men, and we were at like number 4. So been very blessed. Continue to build up the product. We have beard bombs, beard oils, conditioner shampoos, exfoliating soaps, body wash. Now we have accessories to go with that, and we're continuing to just build up Rugged Evolution beard care. So that's all with the beard care.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. So what made you come up with the name Rugged?
So it's very simple. When you see beards, the first thing that comes to mind is like you got a rugged look going on. Whether it's scruffy, whether it's well groomed, you got a ruggedness to it. So the evolution came about when, after using my products, you see that ruggedness evolved into something smooth. So like our slogan is "Rugged is the new smooth." So we want to help change the narrative. When you see men with facial hair, I've always said in previous years, facial hair was looked upon as unprofessionalism. If I had to go for a job interview, they said, well, make sure you shave that. Make sure you shave it off. But I'm like, why so? There's plenty of successful people. You can be a lawyer, doctor, wherever now. Don't be a firefighter, because that's a different story. But you're just now seeing, law enforcement officers can grow their facial hair, or just corporate America. So whether you work in corporate America or a labor worker, you can still be a man of distinction while rocking a well-groomed beard. So that's where Rugged is.
I like the way you did the whole evolution, because Rugged what got me, because it's like, okay, I can still take care of myself and still be a grown man. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? Soft, you know what I'm saying? But you got your own Rugged. I like that, man. Rugged Evolution. So you ain't put smooth in there.
I ain't put smooth in there.
I know, but I'm saying it's a good play on words, Rugged Evolution. So a dude, they be like, man, I don't want no smooth. That's a dope title, man.
I truly appreciate it.
It's all about the marketing.
It was a lot of titles. Trust me, it was a lot of titles. And that's one thing, like, when it comes to, once you start a business, you got to get trademark, incorporated. Trust me, those titles, man, you think you have something down, and then when you start getting into like trademarking and incorporated,
back it up. Trademark. Tell them why it's important to get trademark.
Well,
you helping the business folk out. Y'all get this stuff for free, but tell them about trademark.
You always want to be trademark, because for one, that is yours. That is yours in ownership. I know when it came to being incorporated, there was one that I might be getting my words mixed up, but there was one that will you can own. Just say in your state, but then you want to, own nationally, and that takes a minute. But you always want to own the rights to that, because you don't understand if somebody can use that term in overseas in another state. You always want to make sure you are trademark people. Trademark is the key thing, because I know a lot of business owners, small business owners that are starting to start up, they will be like 2 years in their business and not even trademark yet. So it's like you want to make sure you get all those P's and Q's crossed. Or those T's and those P's taken care of beforehand, and then once it's time to start with the main thing, your product or whatever you want to sell, you want to make sure you have that taken care of. So
because people will try to steal your name if they see it being successful and try to duplicate it.
And that's always the sad part, because we live in an amazing society, but we also have a lot of greed. We have a lot of people that want to take advantage, when at the end of the day, I'm a big believer on brand building, cross marketing. You win in numbers. You can't win everything alone. It takes a village to succeed things. So I'm all about brand building. So you definitely want to take care of that.
That's what I'm talking about, man. But I love the way you said, you just 27, dude, and you was doing yourself in college. When I already knew I wanted to do real estate. Mm-hmm. So, I wanted to just do real estate, period. Mom said, no, you going to school to do something else. Real estate, you can do that. Which I'm glad she did, because when I became a teacher, most of the people I sold houses to were teachers, and I pretty much had all the DeKalb County schools hemmed up. And I was selling so many houses for HUD. HUD was putting my name out there like I owned the house. Like when they'd come, I would do the good teacher next door. But I was selling so much, HUD started putting my name on it, man.
Well, shout out to the moms for telling you, hey, no, you're going to go to school and get that paper. Because, for real, it's just, you see it now, like, you have to have that degree. I know a lot of people, I've spoken on my podcast before, how, certain times I know that education is key, but I used to always have kind of like a bone to pick with certain, just universities and colleges. Because I'm like, that first year is, your general courses, right? I want to go into my major. And a lot of times, too, those postgraduates are not doing anything in their major, but yet it's universities and school is very expensive. So I want to make sure that they can at least give them the real talk, right? Bring the smoke in college in the freshman year, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's just, it's difficult, but, it's key to make sure you get that paper, man, because now it's like they're not just looking for a degree. They're looking for your a master's, a PhD. Like I was talking with my wife not too long ago because she has her master's, and she was like, nowadays your master's is like your bachelor's, and your PhD is like your master's. So it's like you really want to get that education. You want to get that
definitely, man. But that's dope. It's crazy. I'm the educator. I wasn't even thinking about the education. I'm glad he hit it. I was thinking about, when as soon as I graduated, I went ahead and went right into my real estate, and then boom, 3 years later, I started working on my broker's license because you can do it in 3 years. And so it was funny, they don't never expect black people to do stuff quick. So they trying to hold my license. In Virginia, it take them forever to give it to you. I get it, but in Atlanta, as soon as you take the test, they give you your license right there. Virginia, y'all need to catch up. But it's irritating. You gotta wait so long.
Commonwealth, man. Commonwealth. You gotta do that.
Commonwealth just means you just make up your own rules and play as you go along. That's all it means to me. Anyway,
bring that smoke, Pastor.
No, but I'm bringing it, man, because it don't make no flipping sense. So anyway, they tried to hold it. So I had to call a lawyer. Then they gave it to me because they were like, "Oh, we thought you were too young, dude." And so I was in class taking the broker class, and all the people kept asking me, mostly white people, "Why you getting it so young? Why you doing it so young? Like, why you doing it so old?" But then I had this black lady in my class. She probably was 2 years older than me. Somebody, she my elder. She fussing at me because I'm a teacher and I'm getting my broker's license. So she says, "Why you getting your broker's license? You already made." And she just chastising me because I want to make more.
Because you want to do better for yourself.
I don't even know her. She just sit beside me in class. You know what I'm saying? And in front of me, and she chastising me because they were, introducing ourselves. Why you trying to do this now? You already got a job and da-da-da. I'm like, who is this? My mama? So the funny thing was, I ignored her. And then, I ended up getting my broker's license anyway. The teacher even came to me and was like, "Hey, man, you want me to kick out the class?" I said, "No, man, don't kick out the class. I just move to the back." You should have to move to the back. I said, "Look, man, I'm just move over here." Now she say something to me again, you handle it. So, but because at the while, I'm gonna be in trouble because
I was nice the first time.
Right? Yeah, I give you a pass one time. You know what I'm saying? The second time, I don't know. But anyway, the thing was, so many people were mad that I didn't even know were mad at me because I was doing it at a young age. I'm like, okay, 3 years is all I need. So I started taking my test. My class is before 3 years hit. So basically, the day I took my test for the exact third year of me having my license, and then boom, I had my broker's license, and people ended up working for me.
You know what's funny when you say that, because I almost had a similar story. A person, when I bought my first rig, I started Rugged Evo Trucking. And a friend of mine,
I ain't know they saw you threw that in there.
I mean, I'm just, hey, take notes, people.
Man, when we send stuff out, we should be calling you. We be sending stuff to Haiti. No, you can't go to Haiti. I ain't retarded. You can't drive. We send stuff to Florida and South Carolina and stuff. Cause anytime there's a disaster anywhere, we ship stuff off.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Through my
and it's so essential because even during the pandemic, guess what was still making a lot of money? Trucking. And it's something that us as far as in the culture needs to understand. Being a driver is not a bad thing at all, but also having ownership. It's just like in real estate. Owning a piece of land is forever. That's yours. Owning a machinery like a rig is that long-term stuff right there. So when I bought my first rig, a friend of the family, a friend of my mother, was like, "Man, what is Arrington trying to do? He's doing so much. He has it's bigger. Why is he? Where's the trucking coming from? What is this?" And my mom is like, "What does entrepreneurship mean to you?" Well, she asked for the definition. And so I'm like, why criticize people that are continue to do better? Like I mentioned earlier, this is multiple streams of income, especially after the pandemic. You would have learned to be, you want to learn to be an entrepreneur, multiple streams of income. There were so many people that had suffered because they had one source of income, and whether they had to cut back or furloughed, they never had anything else to fall on. Exactly. So, the trucking, and right now I'm at two rigs, still learning because it's just been about a couple of years with it. But I'm fortunate to have great friends, and I network. That's another key thing for people that are want to pursue entrepreneurship or just small business. Get with a great networking group. Learn from people that are experiencing it. My friend George Berry, he owns the transport that my trucks are in. So hey, he provides the routes. I have the truck. So it's just a perfect. That's again when it comes to cross marketing and brand building. But yeah, she criticized the same way, and I'm like, you spend all that time criticizing while you're still, trying to find your avenue. And she was mid-40s.
People be mad when you do better than them, cause then they gotta start looking at themselves. Jesus didn't do nothing wrong. They crucified Jesus because he was living right. They already knew he was Jesus. They knew who he was. They said they knew. When they came to the Gethsemane, they stood and worshiped him. You feel me? They bowed down. They wouldn't even take the money back when Judas tried to bring the money back that they gave him to betray Jesus. Wow. We don't want this bloody hand. Even though they one gave the money, they knew who he is. People already know who you are, but they be jealous because it makes them have to look at the way that they're limiting themselves. And when they see you, they realize they don't have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? God said he'll give you exceedingly abundant above whatever you can ask, think, or imagine. He's going to give you more. But so many people don't understand. See, you're a businessman. They don't understand you ain't running everything. You got other people doing stuff. You only got 2 hands, which means you limited. So you already have this person doing this person helping you. You ain't doing everything. I'm not running the camera. We ain't sit up here running the camera. Brother Justin doing all this stuff. We can't do all this stuff by ourselves. And like what you said, you got partners. When you have a vision from God, it's going to be bigger than you. And you got to bring other people in.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to cross-pollinate. One can set 1,000 flights, 2 can set 10,000. So at the end of the day, when you bring other people in your vision, the ones God sends you, it's going to expand. He wants it to expand. And it's funny how church folk always saying, I ain't saying the world people don't get on my nerve too, but church folk probably get on my nerve more than anybody. Maybe because that's who I be around. Yeah, maybe that's why. But worldly people, they don't never say. A lot of times it's church folk. They'll sit up there and be like, you doing too much, you doing this. But the Bible says, if you favor over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many things. And many things ain't nothing but a whole bunch of few things put together.
That's right.
So keep pressing and keep doing. I mean, they are saying, but
that's
don't
a bunch
hear
of few
it.
things. He said one more time. I might need to write that one down.
Many things is nothing but a whole bunch of few things put together. If you be favor over a few things, I'll make you rule over many things. And a lot of times people think because you're supposed to have this and let it go. All the time, God doesn't say let it go. He add on. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and I will add all these things unto you.
Wow.
Look at Barbie. We're going to say we can. You know, Barbie over there and over there. But what Barbie? What they do? They make more money off the accessories than they make off Barbie.
That's true.
You get Barbie. You got to go get, Barbie can't wear the same outfit. You got to go get Barbie some more clothes. Hold on. Barbie still stay with her mama. Now you got to go get a Barbie house. Hold on. Barbie got a house, but now she's stuck in the house. You need to go get a Barbie car.
That's right.
Now you got a Barbie car. She flossing. Hold on. You got to go get Ken. She by herself. Hold on, Ken. You can't just be living in here with me and not take care of that. So they got to go buy Ken a briefcase so he can go get a job. And after he go get a job, Ken got to go get a car. You know what I'm saying? And they do all that.
They keep on.
You got to
going
understand,
on and on.
if you can't fit the original Barbie of who I am, baby, if you're not an accessory, you got to get away from me because you need to be an add-on. You need to be an extension. You need to be a supplement. You need to be a complement to me. And if all you can do is knock it, I can't be around you. You feel me? So the thing about it is your mama checked them for you, which is great because you're not going to sit there and diminish my son because of you. People always try to limit you because of their limitations.
Wow.
Step up with me. Don't try to pull me down.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, that's what it is. 27, man. You know what I'm saying? This is over 27, killing the game right now. Got podcasts, got the radio show. I let go of the radio show because the radio folks just get on my nerves. But I still kind of went.
It can be difficult.
Yeah.
It can definitely be difficult. It's not easy.
I can't do it. So I didn't want to be confined. But I'm still on the radio. I'm on the groove now. But I don't do like a show on it. I just do the podcast that I'm doing now. Because at first I wasn't doing the podcast. So yeah, I let go of one thing and got the next. But I still didn't let go of my church.
That's right.
I let go of my real estate. When I interviewed for New Beach Grove, who would pick me to ask me, hey man, we ain't going to let go of the real estate? Never.
Excuse me?
First of all, I'm on a year probation. Y'all don't love me nowhere. I'm just going to let go. I'm already leaving Atlanta to come here on a year probation. You telling me to leave my real estate? Now, God did make me stop doing my real estate for a season, for 8 years.
Wow.
My church done heard that a lot.
Wow.
Sometimes God will tell you to sit something down to see if you're obedient.
Wow.
Then he told me to open up in the pandemic, dude. It didn't make no sense. People laughed at me when I opened up my real estate company here in the pandemic. I still had the one in Atlanta. But he told me to stop because he wanted me to concentrate. The truth be told, if I would have had my real estate company, the Muslim Negro get on my nerve, I would have left. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have said, man. I would have quit selling houses.
You know, it's funny. I opened my first office was in downtown Norfolk. I rented an office space actually where my CPA is at in downtown Norfolk. And during the pandemic, I'm like, I gotta find a warehouse space. I gotta find a space. So I moved into my office / warehouse space during the pandemic as well. I opened the whole entire thing because honestly, for me, I mean, a lot. You could say the pandemic was a blessing and a curse. I took it as a blessing because I moved in. I continued to expand. I had I had enough time to really kind of brainstorm, catch up on things, and also just build new ideas. Because there's a lot of people that started a bunch of businesses during the pandemic. Because a lot of people are like, wait a minute. From this job, I got some time. I got some time on my hands, right now. Let me start something because I got to keep on bringing some money. So it brought in a lot of creators. So you got to use it wisely. I know for some, because I had family too that had the COVID-19 that was in the hospital on a ventilator. Had a lot of family in New York that had went through that. But it was a blessing and a curse for me. So hearing you saying you moved during the pandemic, and on top of that too, real estate, man.
And boom,
8 years, man.
I sat down for 8 years because that's what he told me. It was like 8 years here just doing it. Believe me, I was salty, man. I was very salty with God. But when I opened up in the pandemic, people were laughing at me. I did a live when I first got out there. We had the gloves on, the mask on, the little hat because they didn't want the little booties on, the shoes over the thing because the people didn't want you to walk through their house. Everybody was laughing at me.
You had the full hat.
But that was the biggest boom in real estate ever.
Wow.
I mean. Wow. And listen, man, I would just put my sign out there just so I could get the advertising name recognition. But the minute I put the thing on the MLS, I would have multiple offers because it was less houses to sell than people. So you have 1,000 houses on the market, but 6,000 people looking for a house.
That's right.
And so it was like, you got listened, it was just booming.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
And then my name recognition, God was just sending people just because I'm the pastor. He'll add on. I ain't look for it. Seek ye first the kingdom. Your main call, he'll add them things on.
That's always a blessing when you already have referrals coming in. You don't need to market.
Dude,
that's always a blessing.
He gonna add on. The biggest boom ever in the pandemic. When God said open up in the pandemic, I was like, come on, man. I was hot. Like, God, really? In the pandemic? Did I ask you? I was like, no, you're right. Dude, boom. Became a consultant for a $1 billion company.
Wow.
So anytime they gotta relocate somebody, I help them move.
Wow, that is a major blessing.
$1 billion company,
major
not million, billion.
With a B, with a capital
B. Say consultant. You know what I'm saying?
Bring that B over here, man. Bring the M's and the B's.
Yeah, having HRSD, Hampton Roads Community Action Program, and PCDC Fine House to build up neighborhoods to help first-time buyers. They fit my vision. God is putting all that stuff together like that, son.
Wow.
And because he'll add on, and you can't let people diminish what God wants to do for you.
Never.
Because of their limitedness.
Never.
I mean, Abraham had so much possession. Him and Lot couldn't live in the same city. Solomon had so much gold, silver wasn't worth nothing.
And it's funny you say that because, like, I tell my friends and family, like, I'm a kid who you would think I act like a hippie. Like, I'm all positivity 24/7. I wake up happy. You always keep it positive. If I'm sick, I don't let that take over me. If you're going through something, don't ever let that take over me, because don't ever let the devil or don't ever let evil take over you. Always count your blessing that you have. Count the fact that you have clothes on your back, food on your table, a family, a support system, a roof over your head. I mean, you got to count your blessings. I mean, I've had the opportunity to do missions work over in Vietnam. It was a community service work. And, just seeing people in really not just Vietnam, but anywhere where it's less fortunate, man, you got to count your blessings. So I'm like, look, if I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to let everybody know I'm having a bad day. No, I got to count my blessings and continue, because you don't know if that person's also going through something worse than you and they see you bad. What is that going to make them feel like? All that stuff rubs off each other. So.
Yeah, wow, that's dope, man. That's what I'm talking about. See, we talking about money. See, he got the anointing wealth on him, cause I ain't never talked about money on Bring the Smoke. I'm trying to be controversial. You know what I'm saying? He talking about blessing. He happy. You know what I'm saying? Which is. But you know what? Let's go back. Let me go on and be controversial a little bit.
There you
that's
go.
who I am. You see how the government keep messing with this interest rate all of a sudden? Because when you said it, independent, more self-made millionaires are made in the midst of crisis.
That's
you
right.
study your history when
That's
they
right.
went through the Depression, millionaires were made. Yeah, some people did wrong, didn't do right, but they became creative because they didn't want to depend on government. But when you start depending on yourself and you start doing your own businesses, the government, because I realized at the running for politics, you see how many people in the background really run the politicians, and it really ain't the politicians. You can start following the money. You can look at the VPAP. You can look at how people give and be like, oh, that's why they vote like that, because so-and-so. You can follow the money, right? So now you have black businesses, brown businesses, white businesses even, because see, a lot of times racism, we need to understand that holds us back. Because if we weren't racist, we start realizing most of the stop signs and bedspreads and beds are made by inmates. And so they make pretty much 99% profit.
Wow.
But if we weren't racist and black against white and the middle class pulled together, we'd be able to say, we should be building these stop signs.
That's right.
We should be making this money. But to keep us fighting each other and to keep us at arms is how the 5% people keep us under control. You understand? And so now here we are in the midst of a pandemic. All these businesses coming up. They got these little monies to help start them off. And they took it and ran with it. Now they keep messing with the interest rate. Why? Because now it's going to be harder for them to get loans. Because now then it's going to be harder for them to get houses. Because now the house that was $200,000 at first, you was paying $1,200 a month for it. Now you got to pay $1,600 a month for it because now they went up on the interest rate. You understand? And so it keeps the prices may not have changed all the way, even though first of all the price is going up and the interest rate is going up because they want you to stay in the same place. They don't want you to succeed. And once you start learning that and you continue to depend on yourself and keep on, that's why it's good if you got a job, keep your job until you can make enough money to leave your job if you want to leave your job. But it's all a game.
Well, you definitely got to evaluate your risk.
You got to
evaluate your risk because there's a lot of people that they assume when they just have the title business owner, oh, I'm rich, or because I'm an entrepreneur, oh, I'm rich.
They don't want to work. It take more work when you got your own business.
Sometimes your first 2 years, and I've heard, that doesn't happen for everybody, but usually your first 2 years, what money you making?
Yeah.
What money you making? But you quit your job, you're like, look, I'm a business owner, I'm doing my own thing. I'm like, okay, fine with that. But there's no sleep, there's no vacations. Man. I know a lot of people that do vacation. I'm like, hold up, what is this? You taking how many vacations per year? And how, it's
man, what be tripping me out, man?
I can't.
I ain't trying to be funny, man. I hope I don't hurt nobody's feelings.
You probably will. No,
I am. But I mean, people can't pay their rent, but they want to come bring a business plan on how.
Or can't pay their rent, but they got some expensive J's on,
right? Right. But then, like, dude, let's get your stuff in order first. Let's let you make your money on your job right now. Keep doing that. Do your stuff consistently. Stack up some money. Then start doing something. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get your business plan together. But you might, what I'm saying. Let's take some baby steps.
And that's a key thing is it's a step-by-step process. There's a lot of people when they start a business, they're so excited. They're already thinking, I'm gonna make this much on it. I'm gonna make this gonna be $1 million thing. Hold up, because again, everything like the trademark and the incorporation, all this, it costs money to start a business. But depending on what kind of business you have. There's certain materials, like for me with my products, I have machines I have to, because I make my own products. It's machinery. It's when it comes to shipping, it's so much things that come into play that it costs money.
A shark that didn't even need the Shark Tank. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Hey, I appreciate that because I get so tired of people say you should go on Shark Tank. I'm like,
man, whatever. If I'm making money, why? Unless I want to go out there to advertise and just be seen, but I might not need that.
Look, I don't even watch the show Shark. I mean, hey. Kudos to people. I've met a couple people that has succeeded in Shark Tank. Once that a gentleman that works with the Damon Johnson. I'm about to say Damon Wayans. Damon Johnson. And they succeed, and that's a great thing. But it's just not my avenue. It's not my way. So I'm like, no, I'm good. I want to continue to learn. I mean, I'm fortunate to have mentors. One of my mentors, set aside from my mother, who's a beast, my parents. But a gentleman by the name of Rashawn McDonald. Rashawn McDonald is a dear friend and a mentor to me. He's actually the man that's behind Steve Harvey. He's a Emmy-winning TV producer, and he's worked with him along with his radio show, his the Family Feud, the talk show back when he was syndicated out of Chicago. He has a show also called Money Making Conversations, based out in Atlanta. Matter of fact, he's out in the Atlanta area, and you put yourself amongst great people. Trust and believe you will succeed. You just got to surround yourself with great people and learn. You have to listen. My mom said, look, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. That means God shut it on up and listen more. You got to listen. So that's what I do. I listen. I'm a quiet person. I'm not here to be a leader, but I'm just a quiet person and here to learn. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about, man, because I already know what I think, so it's better for me to hear what you think so I can add to that.
Absolutely.
Man, I like talking to you, man, but I'm man. But what I liked about it, what I like though, man, you know, you still young for real. Like I'm young-ish, you know what I'm saying? But to be
man,
27 and still be and already doing what you're doing, and see, some people would be looking at me and mad, but then some people be looking at me like I look at you like, yes, let's go. Especially a black man doing what you're doing, teaching black men how to take care of themselves, doing your entrepreneur stuff, not letting people limit you, even your own family. Because the funny thing about it is Joseph, I mean, he got sold to slavery by his own family. And sometimes those people closest to you, because they know your background, a lot of times you get in your way because they keep trying to hold you where you are. So like a lot of people in the neighborhood I had to get away from because they always would bring up, oh man, remember that George son you did that? I'm like, I don't want to hear that stuff, man. You know, every now and then, cool, but every day I see you, every time I talk to you, you got to bring up that, you know what I'm saying? So you got to begin to just surround yourself by people that can help lift you up and take you further. So the thing about it is, it's funny I brought up the Shark Tank, but I wasn't even saying go on it. But you know, you already have your people around. You can't be scared to start talking to people that can elevate you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of times people want to be the smartest person in the room. You the smartest person in the room, you're not grown. Now, I don't know if I want to be the dumbest in there either. Maybe next to the last.
Next to last.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a dead last place either, because maybe that's just too far for me, and I need to go back a step to get to this step because I done missed some of my little learning curve stuff. I don't want to be the dumbest either, but I don't want to be the person that people always
flock to.
Yeah,
Always want to come.
Because see, the thing about it is atoms are made of what? Protons and electrons. And the only thing leave an atom is the electrons, the negative energy.
That's right.
So the only thing you can do is come down a little bit. You understand? But so when you begin to talk to other people that are above your level, I always think, what can I bring them? You know what I'm saying? I know if I talk to Bishop, somebody, I know most of the time people ain't praying for them. Hey, man, let me pray for you. They love that because nobody else pouring back into them. So I can't give you everything, but I can leave pray for you instead of saying, hey, pray for me. No, Negro, I just need your advice. I can go pray for myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times giving them anything so you just won't be taken all the time. You understand?
And it's so hard because I'm still continuing to learn. I have close friends that I consider as brothers where I have to lean away from them for certain levels because if you want to stay consistent here and never hit here, I'm sorry, man. I've already passed that level where you're at, and I want to continue to keep on growing that. Right. I can't have you, giving me all your, your sorrow or this and that, or if you not even trying. I mean, it's very simple. Just try. If you don't even try, how is that going to continue to, motivate me? No, I can't. And it's difficult because I've had friends that I've had, hey, look, I'm heading to this big, say, vending show, man. Hey, you work the table, make a few dollars, man. Continue to build up. Hey, I know you want to start a business yourself. Hey, look, save up. I want to be there to, help you out. Vice versa. But don't want to do it. They're like, oh, I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. I'm like, let me tell you something. That job that you hate is the job that's going to help provide for your dream that you want to pursue. So you can keep on talking about that 9 to 5 all you want. Hey.
Right. And see, I don't mind teaching people either if they want to be taught. Because really, Bloom taxonomy of teaching, because I'm an educator, the highest level of learning is teaching. So when I teach you, I'm actually helping myself too. But if you don't want to be taught, and I'm just casting my prayer to the swine, I don't want to talk to you. So I don't even mind being around people that have a drive. Because at the end of the day, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. So, I can't hang around people who not trying to go anywhere because at the end of the day, you pulling my average down.
That's
right. You know what I'm saying? If I got if I got a 0 on the test and I make 2 100s, you know what I'm saying? That still ain't pulling me up to no A.
That's right.
Because they're going to take 3, 4 of them hundreds to pull that up to a C.
That's right. That's right.
Because the zeros, so I can't hang around zeros because I got to get you pulling my average down. So not even saying that you're not where I am, but if you got to drive, I still put you in a place because eventually you're going to be there. Because one thing about sharks born swimmers. Like people telling me, man, why you doing this and why you doing this? That's something somebody would do if they was in Congress, or this somebody that they would do if they was an apostle. Dude, I already think like this. Why am I going to sit up there and take the baby steps you want me to take? I already was born like this. I already was wired like this. I'm not going to sit up there and go slow when I bought my first house.
Wow.
They said, why you didn't get a starter house? This is a starter house. The first one I'm starting with. You know what I'm saying? But it's so big. Dude, I got a good deal. Like back then, man, I got a house for $95,000. But that was like back in 1998. But dude, it was a nice size house because I bought it in Lithonia on the outskirts with nobody. Now, it's probably high on the what now because not everybody there.
That's true.
Went over there to the suburb side, a little about 30 minutes away from Atlanta to get away, to get more house for my dollar. And people are like, oh man, you buying something too big. Dude, live in your own life. Don't limit me because of you. Don't let anybody limit you because of them, man. That's all, man.
You can't.
Man, but it's a clip that we got to put at the beginning of this show. The median income, the median net worth for African Americans in 2053 has been predicted to be 0. Because you seen the automatic McDonald's that came out. They got a fully robot computer ran McDonald's now.
See, I'm a little scared with that because I've seen iRobot and it's just with the Teslas. They might turn. I don't know how I feel about that. I want to be in charge. I want to, function my own stuff. But I understand everything. I feel like everything continues to make us lazy. Like, I mean, if you go in grocery stores, how many cashiers do you see now, and how many self-checkout? They might have, say, 8 cashiers stands, but only 2 of them working, but the rest like, hey, self-checkout, help yourself out. I'm like,
but they getting rid of jobs.
They getting rid of jobs.
I'm not even looking about it. I ain't gonna never be lazy. I don't care how many automated things they get. That's like now, first thing I said, man, when they had to do surgery on my knee, the doctor said, hey man, we got to cut you from here all the way up to here, from your shin to your thigh. We got to do this. You ain't gonna be able to do this, this, and this. Hey man, when can I work out? 6 months. He said, man, I told you all about cutting you up and everything. All thing you worry about, man, you got to do all that stuff anyway. I want to know when I can get back in the street and take care of my body and do other things. But anyway, I talked to a physical therapist and they let me do my workout, at least upper body, long time, and putting pressure on my leg. You know what I'm saying? I get around it. So all I'm saying is, it's not even just it making us lazy. So now people that was making money making a hamburger, they ain't gonna have it.
Yes.
People that was making money looking at a picture on a cashier thing and hitting the fries, they're not gonna be able to make money. They're not gonna be. So now we're going into a recession, which means crime gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? Which means price gonna go up because they said Covey, one of the daddy, I think it was the son, wrote the Stephen Covey, Speed of Trust, and how the reason why airlines the price is so high now because people don't trust. Now you you can't take water in there. And then you're gonna have a chemical bomb. You know what I'm saying?
They stopped me once for a chapstick. I'm like, look, it's the winter. I don't want my lips to bleed.
Exactly, man. It's crazy because the more it takes longer to get through the checkout now or the security because people don't trust. And when you don't trust, you can't make money. And so now when you get rid of all these jobs, how much trust gonna go down? Because if you ain't got no job, I don't know why you trying to walk me to my car. You trying to rob me. You know what I'm saying? More crime gonna go. So it's the we have got to begin to get more in. I mean, you got the metaverse. Now the metaverse,
I was literally about to bring that up.
The metaverse making money. I'm about to start a church in the metaverse too. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, ain't no overhead. People come in there, they get prayed for. They got places where you can go to the bar, drink a drink, and your little avatar get drunk. People are having these whole different world, and they selling products on flipping. And with avatars, so now they done got rid of the salespeople because now you can go online, go to Neiman Marcus, be in the metaverse, shop, and then they'll send it to your house. You can go to the club, gotta pay money to go to a flipping avatar club. Now you can't have no.
My avatar. I'm praying for you. My avatar 6'5", about 260, swole. You know, I'm joking.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, it's just so many things that you gotta really begin to improve. And increase your capacity to lead, increase your capacity to make money, increase your capacity to generate wealth. You have to become entrepreneurial or you're not going to have a job.
The key thing is, y'all, like the plan, they have to have a plan. It's so many people that they don't have that plan. I know, majority of the time they always say, okay, you mentioned working like fast food. They've always said, okay, that was mostly like your, that was a temporary position, right? Now it's not a temporary position. I remember fresh out of college, I was working part-time. I was working part-time at Costco's for 4.5 months while I was still doing my business. I was working at Costco's pushing carts. I met so many great people, hated the job, but met so many great people because it was in the summertime, it was hot. And I met people that were there when it was called, back when it was called Price Club. And I'm like, how many years is that? They've been a cashier for like 27 years, 28 years. You know, they probably had a vision or a dream, but they hit that wall and they're like, you know, I'm here just, and they're not enjoying it. They're not happy. They're very, depressed when they do it. So it's just, you have to have a plan, y'all. Y'all have to have a plan. Mm-hmm. And like you said, if they're doing this with McDonald's and they're taking jobs away, okay, what's going to happen? You have to have a plan. So
I like what you're saying, man. Man, you got to write the vision down and make it plain.
Have to.
But I like what he said in the beginning, man, as we close out, man. He said in middle school, he was writing down his vision. Man, you can go to the Middle East and 2-year-olds, not exaggerating, because we learned this when I was doing a mission trip, 2-year-olds can snipe you from 2 miles away. You know, that's just 10,000, 11,000 something feet. I mean, it's still far. But so they can, if it's wide open, they can snipe you from that. 2 and 3 years old, they teaching them this, how to shoot they guns. You understand? And so here we are telling our people they too young to have business mentality in middle school. When I was 5, man, I was doing this thing, Captain Zero. I don't know about Captain Zero used to sell these things and you could sell all these products and then you could get prizes. So say if you sell 60 items, you get a prize that's 30 or 20 or 60, mm-hmm. right? And so I started getting so many prizes. I ain't want prizes no more. I just want money. So you can get, say if you got something that's, you sell 60 items and you want something that's 50, mm-hmm. you can get $10. So I got I had the big pencil and everything. So I didn't, they'll say they're sending money back. I wrote them a letter. Hey, don't worry about sending me my money. I took the dollar out. So I already took this. So this is what it is. They would send it back. My first prize the first prize I got was a rat to go on the back of my bike so I could carry the products. So what I did was I sold to my neighborhood people first because I knew they didn't care about how long they knew me. Then I would go to other neighborhoods I didn't know, sell them last, right? So then when the products came, I made sure I delivered to the people I didn't know first.
Wow. So
they wouldn't feel like, oh, this dude done stole. So then they're like, oh, he got it quick. Then I could repeat them, and then I just started, writing down addresses. I'm 5 years old. You understand? Doing this, riding a flipping bike, because they told me how to ride bike when I was like 3 or 4, 5, 6 years old in kindergarten, first grade, however you was in first grade. So maybe I'm lying about my age, maybe I was 7, I don't know. I was in first grade, I remember that. Ride my little bike around, and then people would encourage me to keep doing that. Now, Mama got mad because she said I don't need all that money because I was just going to buy candy and want to do prizes. I just stopped. I can't make the money. Let me figure out how I can make money, keep the money. But the thing about it is, it don't matter how young you are. Stop making excuses about how young you are and how many opportunities you don't have. You can be young and starting a business right now. My nephew over here, he over there in the corner over there, Brother Andrew, man, he doing beats already. Man, we got to put his information at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? He already selling beats. How old are you? About to be 16. He about to be 16 years old. Can't even drive by himself yet. You feel me? But he already selling beats on the internet. So we're going to get him in the church market. So y'all church folk, you know what? You wonder why your videos get silenced because you got copyright infringement because you taking somebody else's song and now they digitize so many things, they blocking your video. Yeah, they do mine too. But even though you bought a license now, they still blocking the videos. So you got to get somebody like Andrew or somebody to do those things. But see, now he learning because he already was doing the beats. Wow. But now the same thing I told him, Justin told him, man, you need to get in the church market. And that's what I say. You need to do that because because sometimes people don't want to hear what you're saying. You put a beat to it, you know what I'm saying? You put some Tupac to it. I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying? Folk that you don't normally catch, they coming.
Hey, Sister Gladys be bouncing with that shit. Like, is that Tupac? Excuse me, Pastor. Exactly. Excuse me. Is that?
And folk get mad about it, but at the end of the day, I ain't fishing for you.
That's right.
I'm fishing for people who ain't saved. I'm at the bar, not because I just want to be at the bar, but because I'm here and they see this. More people that don't go to church want to see what's going on.
And stop judging because the ones that are judges, the one that probably has more issues than that one at the bar.
All day. Yep.
That's powerful.
Secretly going. I'm sorry. I'm about to go in. Anyway, man, we've been talking for a minute, man. Lead them with some words of wisdom, man. Write the vision down. Whatever you want to say, man. And let them know your business is all. I know you got about 20 of them. Go ahead, man. Let them know.
Well, again, Rugged Evolution Beer Care. You can check out my website, ruggedevo.com. You can also download our free app available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Rugged Evo. My podcast, our Smooth Club podcast, on all podcast platforms, as well as our YouTube channel, Rugged Evo TV. You can follow me on IG, Arrington Gavin, my name, as well as my business, Rugged Evo. That's pretty much it. And also, too, I got to shout out my amazing wife, Shier Bo. She's a children's book author. She has an amazing book called God Girl Takes Her Mark on Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Please look it up. It's a great book. She's a former collegiate swimmer, so I got to shout out her. And words of wisdom, words of wisdom, wow. Keep pushing, never give up. It's very simple. Just never give up. Don't ever listen what other people says about your dream. You pursue what you want to pursue. Put it on paper, okay? Yes. Put it on paper. Don't ever throw that idea away. Save it. I have multiple books that I just saved that I wrote down just nonsense stuff. Continue to write down your dreams, your goals, your objectives, and just never give up and keep God first.
Exactly. Write the vision down, make it plain. That's it. And again, man, we're going to put all your stuff on there anyway. So everything you said, we're going to make sure we get all the information and text it to me. We're going to make sure we put it on the screen. I sent them your email, the text you sent me. So we're going to make sure we put you out there, man. Because, black people, white people, whoever, man, we got to lift each other
Absolutely.
up, man. And sometimes people don't ever want to push other people. But when you push other people, God push you.
That's right.
The more blessed to get and receive. So
That's
look,
right.
If you can help somebody, help them. Because when you help them, you're really helping yourself. Who knows, later on down the road, you might run into that same person and they may have to be the one to give you an opportunity. So again, bring the smoke. You don't like it, share it anyway. Holla.